got loads and loads of confidence, but can easily be misunderstood and seen as playing the game. Paul Neely was actually voted out in the first episode because he was going around telling people to call him PO, and people just didn't understand why they wouldn't just call him by his name, which is Paul. But maybe he is used to being this kind of person. Maybe he is used to being the guy that goes around being called by a different name because it makes him cool, or he makes him just stand out. And we all love a good joke, right? Who doesn't like a bit of banter? Everyone does. So when he's asked about his name and why it stands for post office or whatever he says it's because he always delivers, which is a great joke when you hear it the first time. But with Paul, it's something that he constantly keeps repeating. So each time, the joke just depreciates. And I feel like if he said it once, people would understand it. But if he keeps repeating it, I think he might actually start to jar some people. And then instead of coming across as funny and charming and sweet as he's trying to come across, it might actually end up being perceived as rude and quite obnoxious. So let me know what you think about Paul so far in this season, because there's definitely someone there who could be potentially a very great guy. But for one thing, he's definitely interesting. You can't say that about Paul. That he's not interesting would be a lie. Paul also seems to rub a lot of the women the wrong way. I think it's his approach. For people who are just meeting for the first time, I think he should come in maybe a bit more calmer and a bit more reserved with his opinions. But he comes in very blunt and he just says what's on his mind. This seems to really get on a lot of women's nerves, and I think that's why he was seen as someone who was pretty much in the bottom 2 or 3 in this episode. He was nearly about to actually get sent home. I was kind of surprised when they chose Fernandino instead of Paul, because I thought like a lot of the women didn't even seem to like Paul or get along with him. But something must have saved him. So Paul was given another chance and given time to redeem himself for the way he has behaved, and hopefully maybe for him to be better, but I just don't know if he will change. I just think maybe that's his personality, but we will see in the next episodes. So far, he's managed to offend quite a few people. He especially offended Ace, because Ace was asked many questions about her past relationships and whether she tried really hard to make her marriage work. And this is fair to ask these kind of questions, but the way Paul was asking the questions made it seem like he was judging her and made it seem like she didn't actually try to make her past relationships work. And no one wants to be told that they didn't try hard to make their relationships work. That comes across as very rude, but also as very much stepping into people's business that doesn't really involve you. So it comes across like Paul will give a lot of friction throughout this season. Let me know. And also let me know if you think he will go far. So a lot of people do think maybe he could perhaps be playing a game and this is his way of trying to get really far. But I'm not sure if this is a great way if he was playing a game, because this doesn't come across as charming or as cool. It actually comes across like it will just rub a lot of people the wrong way. But again, let me know if you think he is playing a game or not. Again, one thing you can't say about Paul is that he is boring. He is definitely an interesting character and we can't wait to see more of him on our screens. As always, like, comment,